As a whole on Saturday. We thought we played poorly from top to bottom. We got out hit, we got out hustled, we got out coached in all three phases. It's totally unacceptable at Texas. Some guys played well, but not that many. It's the first time that I think we've played and coached that poorly since Kansas State of '07. When you play that poorly, there's some anger, there's always some second guessing and finger pointing, a lot of negative scrutiny that's fair, and you just have to pull the circle closer as a family. It's hard to be a great leader on the team unless you play great all the time, and that's one of the things that Sam Acho's done. He had a great game Saturday, and we had some other guys that did the same. Emmanuel Acho, Keyston Randall, Britt Mitchell, Malcolm Williams. There's a group of 10 or so guys that played as hard as they could play and played really well. And it's a shame that on a game like that, and it's a team game played by a lot of players, that they will not get the credit and recognition that they deserve. But a lot of the guys still played hard and played well. It just was not noticeable. Offensively, we had lost 3 turnovers. For the second week in a row, we've lost a bunch of turnovers, so we're losing games more than winning them. We went for 2 fourth-down attempts and didn't make it. You want to be aggressive when things aren't going well, but it's foolish to be aggressive if you can't make them. We're in a position where we've got to start making those fourth downs if we're going to keep going for them. We didn't make our first and third down efficiency. In fact, we were 1 for 6 in third downs the first half. We were much better the second half. We were 3 for 3 in the red zone, but 2 of those were field goals. We had 9 explosives to their 7, but you can't win a game with that many turnovers. Thought that DJ Monroe did some good things. He had 31 yards after contact, and especially in a situation where he had not practiced a lot at that position. He and Garrett will get more reps and have better timing this week, especially on the handoffs, and we can progress him some with pass protection. Fozzie played most of the second half, and it's because Fozzie's great in pass protection, and we were behind and fighting to get back up. James Kirkendall also had 16 yards after contact. Defensively, we played hard and did a good job. I thought the first half kept us in the game. We had 4 3-and-outs. We were successful on 5 of 7 situations in sudden change for the game. That's way too many positions to put our team in. But the first drive of the second half was a killer. We had to come back out the second half and play great. We stopped them on the kickoff return. They drive right down and score. And then I thought after that our defense played very poorly the second half. We held them to 70-plus yards the first half. Really disappointed in the last touchdown after the onside kick. You're not supposed to look at the scoreboard. And I thought that there was frustration that kicked in when we didn't get the onside kick, and we let them score in about 3 plays. And then they kicked off to us, and we got 2 guys standing there and let a ball hit, which is total embarrassment for coaches. One of them said he couldn't hear the other one. It darn sure wasn't because of the crowd noise. So I think it was just frustration. But we looked discouraged, and we didn't play to the end. We gave up 297 yards rushing, which I said I was concerned about last week because we haven't seen a team to line up and run the ball since Alabama did in the bowl game. Each of the one back had over 100 yards, and another one was close. We missed 15 tackles for 92 yards. We had 18 missed assignments, and you're not focused as a defense when you miss that many assignments. We gave up runs of 19, 20, 35, 38, and 29 yards. We won in the red zone, but we didn't win in any other phase on defense. We only forced 2 turnovers, and we've got to force 3 per game to have a chance to be successful. We thought Christian Scott would be able to play. He had a sore toe during the week with a turf toe. But we were told that he'd be ready. That's why we didn't report it. And then he did not feel good in pregame, so he did not play. Special teams are supposed to create field position, score points, and regain momentum, and we didn't do any of the above. The extra point field goal, and the punt teams did really well. I was proud of Justin Tucker, John Gold. They both punted well, and Justin kicked it to the end zone well. Alex Zomberg did a good job on the deep snaps, and Cade McCreary did a great job on one short snap that was not good that he got down and saved us. Freshman Adrian Phillips and young guy Jamison Berryhill played great on special teams. So we wanted to give them credit for fighting their guts out as well. As soon as we scored to have a chance to get back in the game, we kick off and UCLA returns at 50 yards. They score 3 plays later. So nobody answered on the team. Good teams step up, or great teams step up and answer when something goes wrong. The other bunch steps up, and UCLA came in with a little confidence after beating Houston, but not a confident football team. And we constantly gave them ways to get excited about the game. And then you got to give them credit for playing as well as they did throughout. But we didn't answer all day. Punt return, we let the ball hit on the first punt return, and we had a block in the back. It was obvious that that happened twice in the game. There was another time where we fumbled the ball at the 3, which led to points. In fact, I think every turnover but one led to points, and that was because they missed 1 field goal. And then one of the worst things you can do as a coach is have 12 on the field. And we've had 12 on the field this year on defense, and we've had 12 on the field in the kicking game. You ask how it can happen. When it happened on defense, we had a freshman on the field that didn't come out. When it happened the other day, someone gets hurt. You tell him he's down on the kick teams. The trainer tells him he can come back. He's still down on the kick teams. He runs out there. And obviously, if you have 12 on the field, they call it the penalty before you have a chance to get your timeout. So it's something that can happen, but it's happened, and something that we've got to get corrected. It's probably the worst we've been on punt, block, and return since we've been here. It was a tough day for that entire group. There's an old adage that tough circumstances come and go, tough guys stay. Got to be a bunch of tough guys this week. As tough as it is, we have a 24-hour rule, and you all make us break that because we have to come over here and talk about it again on Monday when we settle it on Sunday and start working on Oklahoma, but that's what we do. We can't have the press conference right after the game. That'd be what we'd rather do. But we don't know enough to be honest with you and be fair. When we come in here, we want to tell you what we saw. So after today, we won't forget UCLA. You don't forget it, games like that. You move forward, and you get ready for Oklahoma. I've told the kids whatever's said and written this week's fair. So don't read it because it's not going to be good. Don't watch it. Watch Oklahoma film. Get yourself ready to play. Only way you can rectify this is go back and play great and win next week. We've only lost back-to-back games 4 times in our 13 years, and that was that's because you don't let one loss beat you twice. And we'll work really, really hard to do that this week. We're lucky that Saturday wasn't a conference game, and we're lucky that we've got a rival game with OU coming up this weekend because we don't have enough time to sit around and feel sorry for ourselves. We've got to go back to work. Oklahoma is the same old Oklahoma. They got great athletes. They're playing well. DeMarco Murray, it seems like he's been there 13 years. He's a great player. He's their second leading receiver and their leading rusher. Ryan Broyles is a great player as a receiver. He's as good as anybody in the country. He's their leading receiver. Landry Jones is playing really well, and they're playing much better up front than they have the last 2 years. They're averaging 34 points a game. They're rushing for 121 yards a game. They're passing for 309. And their total offense is about 430. So our defense has got a great challenge with them again this weekend. Defensively, they've got 2 of the best ends in the country with Frank Alexander and Jeremy Bill. I thought our offensive line did a pretty good job with protection Saturday because number 10 for them was a great pass rusher, but these 2 guys are 2 of the best in the country. Travis Lewis is a great linebacker. He's played against us the last 2 years. And Quentin Carter is tremendous as a cover guy. They're about 21% blitz. Their third down package is very similar to ours. Last year they blitzed us much more than they had other teams coming in, so we'll have to see what they do with us this weekend. The biggest thing is they're +8 in turnover margin, and we're -3. So we've got to take care of the ball better, and we've got to take it away from our opponents better. Questions?